Next up, we have the number 7 seed of the East, Boston Celtics versus the Brooklyn Nets, who are the 2nd seed of the Eastern Conference. This game is coming on Saturday, which is the start of the series at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in the States on ABC. This is the third game of Saturday. And is this going to be the most watched game? I think the other two games on Saturday is more intriguing. The Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks and the Dallas Mavericks versus the Los Angeles Clippers, just because I think they're going to be more of a closely contested type of series. But for this, I mean, people definitely want to see what the Brooklyn Nets are bringing to the table. Obviously, we could probably assume that they're bringing the same thing they've been bringing all season long. But this is the playoffs, and this is more opportunity to get to see hopefully the big three play together that we didn't get to see. Um, Double digits for him as far as double digit games played as a big three. So as far as the Boston Celtics, we'll see what Tatum brings. Like this is going to be definitely interesting to watch just because of the excitement or I guess the noise surrounding the Brooklyn Nets, but I don't think it's going to be much of an outside of what's your expectation here. Like that type of series is just going to be kind of straightforward in my opinion. But yeah, just to throw out a few keys here. Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion, they can't sleep just because it's the first round and just because the Boston Celtics are shorthanded. That's just straightforward there, in my opinion. That's just what they have to do to take care of business. No different than if I'm talking about a team like the Utah Jazz that's going to be playing the Memphis Grizzlies. If you have an opportunity to take care of an opponent as fast as you can, you need to seize the moment and the opportunity. Not saying that this is going to be a sweep, but you definitely need to, not mess around here. Get your games in, play hard, get your rest, and prepare for the next round. But yeah, I'm also intrigued here to see, Kemba versus Kyrie, because of the storyline there. We know the history of Kyrie Irving playing a few seasons for the Boston Celtics, and now they have Kemba. And who knows what's going to happen to Kemba after this season? I think he has a player option, so he might not be a Boston Celtic anymore. Not saying he's going to go to the Brooklyn Nets, but yeah, just to see this matchup of the 2 point guards there, that's going to be cool because I think Kemba definitely needs to step up here. But that's one of the things I'm going to be trying to pay attention to in this series, outside of obviously keeping track of the score of the game. But yeah, just a key thing to throw out there if y'all want to pay attention to that as well. Also have here that the Celtics may need to play some zone defense. I'm just kind of curious as to how they're going to guard the big three on the court at the same time, being that they are missing basically one of their best players defensively and Jaylen Brown. Obviously you could throw in Marcus Smart in there that he's going to be available, but Jaylen Brown is a great two-way player, and not to have him is going to be devastating, obviously, to the Boston Celtics for this series. But they made it this far, getting through the play-in tournament with Jason Tatum and company. So we'll see what they can do against the Brooklyn Nets here. But a key for me for the Celtics, they need to dominate the rebounding. I'm not too fond of Brooklyn's bigs. So I kind of want to see maybe Boston take advantage of the lack of how athletic those bigs are compared to how they used to be. So I mean, you have Tristan Thompson, who's a great offensive rebounder, and I think that's where the Boston Celtics need to really focus on is second chance points there, because obviously the big three can score. So you need to get every opportunity you can to score on your end. So definitely clean up the boards. But yeah, I think they just sustained a loss to Robert Williams III. If I remember seeing correctly, because I didn't write it down, I think he's going to be out for this game, possibly out for the series. So, but that's a big blow there. But yeah, definitely rely on Tristan Thompson there, and yeah, just see what you can do. Just see what you can do. X factor for the Celtics, Tatum. Tatum's the biggest X factor for me because I need to see him average 40 plus. And if he does so, this would not only be great for Celtics fans to see as far as getting some form of enjoyment throughout this series, because I do think obviously Brooklyn's going to take the series, but for Tatum as an individual, because this is how you define greatness. You put pressure and heat on the carbon until it becomes diamond, and this is his journey to greatness. I mean, obviously he's going to do great things with Jaylen Brown next year. when he returns, but just to do it from an individual standpoint and to be in a franchise with a name to it like the Boston Celtics, and to go up against a juggernaut like this. If you're going to put up 40 points, you put it up big, and you put it up against a big name team. You drop 50 in the play-in round against the Wizards. I want to see him drop 50 here. Why not? They're going to look to guard you, but that doesn't mean that you still can't be excellent in this series, and that's what I want to see. Even though, like I said, I think Brooklyn obviously is going to take this series, this round. I want to see Tatum do great things and continue to improve his game, because I feel like he could definitely be the next iteration of Kobe in a way. So definitely want to see that. And then an X factor for Brooklyn. I mean, I don't have to say too much, so I'm not trying to fabricate too much, but I did want to put something there. So I just put the obvious for me, which is building a big three chemistry. Like I said, they've only played a handful of regular season games together. So, we'll see what they do in this series. I don't think it's going to be too contested of a series here, but, every piece of chemistry and floor time as the big three helps, because you start to get a different feel for each other, and how to go about. And maybe this helps Steve Nash with some of the rotation as far as who sits when, and in game scenarios like that he can work on. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. But like I said, I think Brooklyn Nets definitely take this series. But what's interesting to me is that I think Brooklyn's taking it in 5 games. So shout out to any of the Boston Celtics fans. I think we have a fan over there on the Hops Geek News channel that is a Boston Celtics fan. Shout out to our boy KD, because you are a Celtics fan. Shout out to Moose, not Moose, sorry, Goose. Moose is a Timberwolves fan. Sorry, bro. But shout out to Goose, because you are a Boston Celtics fan. Who else? I'm not sure. I don't think my grandfather watches this, but I remember when I was younger seeing him with the Boston Celtics hat. So yeah, shout out to you, Grandpa. Um, and Brooklyn Nets fans, Jay, what up, bro? I might send you this link for real though. If you're watching this, hey, shout out to you, because I think you said you were a Brooklyn Nets fan last year before this big three formed. So I mean, I know they had Kyrie and Kevin Durant, but I was just trying to think of somebody who really didn't ride the bandwagon like it is now. So yeah, shout out to Jay Johnson for this. But yeah, that wraps up this video. So stay tuned for the next one.